with Pete's head coach Mike Polino. And Mike, it seemed like a real relief kind of went through the building tonight. Not only did the players play well, as they did on Saturday, but a big win tonight.
You're right, Rob. The guys really earned full marks for the way they performed and the way they gave themselves up and sacrificed, rallied around each other, and really, I think were worthy of a great feeling.
And it seemed like you got what you needed in a lot of different ways. You got point performances from veteran players, Menard and Mathers and Cuckoo, and you got huge goaltending performance from Michael Jigavaz. What can you say about those players?
Well, they found a way to contribute. They found a way to do what they have to do in order for us to be successful. And, you can spread that right through the entire lineup. And that's what made the win so gratifying this evening. And going forward, we're going to continue to need those kind of Herculean-type efforts and performances. And when we do have a chance to ice a full lineup and we do have an opportunity to continue to work together with a full lineup, then you're going to start seeing some of the synergy and some of the things that we know are deep within right now and coming out in spurts. Mind you, Saturday's game and tonight's game, they came out a lot more consistently, and it was, as you put it earlier, a real relief from a standpoint of a job well done.
I heard you say the other night that you thought that the game in Barrie was Pete's best game of the season. How does this one compare?
Well, this one, it's always nicer when you win, so no comparison, quite honestly. But we've been stressing going about the process and not focusing on the results, going through the performance and not worrying about winning. Let's take one step at a time, and that's what we did tonight. And the process allowed us to end up on top at the end of the game, and against a very good Niagara team and a team that's got some real top-end players when you look at Strome and Hamilton and Ritchie, and it's a good test for our guys to be able to come out on top against them.
It's an interesting kind of enigma, isn't it? That you of course you want to win, but just focusing on the end doesn't always produce the result you want.
No, it's so easy to get let's say camouflaged with the end result. How are we going to win? What do we have to do to win? Or we got to get a win, and you put so much pressure on yourself that all of a sudden you forget about the journey along the way. And if you take care of your own end, if you chip the puck out, if you chip the puck in, if you crash the net, if you put pucks to the net like that first goal when Derek just fired around and Francis put in the rebound, and when you join the rush like Slater did on the second goal, and when you pay the price like Tanis did on the third goal, all of a sudden you're going to get that W that's been elusive.
Sure is. Let's talk about the roster and obviously big changes made with Dave Reed being relieved of his duties today, and you and Mike Oak take over the responsibilities. Maybe you can first of all just give us a sense of how the responsibilities will be divvied up.
Well, I think one strength that we have as an organization, and I'm going to speak specifically about our coaching staff, is we do a lot of team coaching. We're in it together. We work together. We come to decisions together. I maybe have to make the final decision if there's a little bit of a controversy or whatever, but the same thing will apply as we go forward here. We're all going to chip in and pull up our work boots and make sure that we're all out watching OHL games so we can get a feel for what players are out there. Have going to chip in, and Mike will spearhead the scouting part of it. He will continue to supervise our scouts in terms of where they have to watch the minor midgets, where we have to get some OHL feedback. We will, as a coaching staff, and I will identify with Mike where our needs are, where our holes might be, and then we'll try to patch things up and work together in determining how can we make our team better.
Do you think it's a time for Pete's fans that they should be confident going forward?
Well, in all honesty, I think we should be a confident group right from day one. We like the makeup of our personnel. Just because we don't have the wins that translate to success in a lot of people's eyes, we know we've been a little bit hard done by, and that's not an excuse. That's just the way it is. And the Toronto Blue Jays can say the same thing. They entered the season with a 24-3 exhibition season and started out pretty well, and then they got it taken away from them. Well, hopefully we're getting our part of it out of the way early, and as we forge ahead, I think the fans will start to see similar efforts and similar results that we saw tonight, and hopefully be willing to jump back on board and support these guys, because they're a great group of guys.
Mike, thanks for taking the time and a little extra time tonight for doing this. We appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Speed's head coach, Mike Polino.